Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Albany Brigham. And oh my god, look how huge this car is. And I'm about to find out if it'll off-road. I'm about to find out if it'll fit into one zip code. Man, this thing is massive. And it is the final car in what has been the worst drip feed to date, in one of the worst updates to date for GTA Online. But you know what? I love this car. It's pretty fantastic. And we're about to see it do some pretty fantastic things. I'm kind of amazed by the result with this car. Not to spoil it or anything, but I expected this to be like a 5 or 6 minute car. Granted, I had never driven it. I didn't bother jumping on the Project Homecoming to test out any of the unreleased cars because I don't make those videos anymore. And I figured, I'll find out when the cars come out. There's not that many. And then, of course, it took, 13 centuries for all of these to come out. It feels like about that long. I'm pretty sure my great-great-grandfather was alive when San Andreas Mercenaries first came out. But anyway, yeah, it's a great car. It just had a little bit of an issue there. And honestly, I think if it hadn't had that problem right there, it would have made it up in under 3 minutes. But it's in the dirt. It's a massive rear-wheel drive, a land barge, and it lost grip. I don't have anything for extra traction on this car. This car doesn't have a spoiler, but you can increase the traction by using the sirens on the roof. And I didn't want to put the sirens on the roof. I actually had them on there initially when I first got the car, and with this livery. And I just didn't like the way they looked, especially once I drove it out of the auto shop and realized those ambulance lights don't light up, which is a disappointment. I was kind of hoping that they would, like an emergency vehicle, but I guess since it's not an emergency vehicle, the game coding doesn't work that way. I don't know. I'm just going to say, it's Rockstar working on probably a shoestring budget with a skeleton crew at this point for GTA Online. So, as always, nothing against the actual people, who code it, who develop it, and who model it and animate it and all that. It's some executive somewhere who made a decision that led them not having time or resources to make the lights go wee woo or blink blink. Whatever. But it's doing fine. And we took out 2 hikers, which you might have that on your Bullet Offroad Bingo card, and you're like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, that's right, Bullet Offroad Bingo. Link in the description down below. Once you get there, you just tap on generate a new card, and then you click on the things that happen in the video if they're on your card. And if you get a bingo, you put it in the comments down below, and you will be our 6th ever winner. After even 208 videos, we've still only had 6 winners. Look at this thing just climb. It is just absolutely majestic. What a machine. And we are up 3 minutes, 8 seconds. So will it off-road? Absolutely. Normally I say anything that's over 3 minutes is questionable. And granted, it still wasn't what I would call, quick. It is, if you're trying to get away from somebody, probably not the fastest way to get up the mountain. In fact, we know it's not the fastest way to get up the mountain. But for what this thing is, that was an impressive showing. In terms of how it stacks up, we have tested 402 vehicles as of this one, and it is 222nd. It is 0.38, so about 0.4 of a second slower than the Benefactor XLS Armored, and it is 0.23, so about 0.2 of a second faster than a Vapid Stanier. In terms of muscle cars, we have tested 51 as of this vehicle, and it is 22nd, so just barely in the top half of muscle. 1.08 seconds slower than the Imperator, and a quarter of a second faster than a Sabre Turbo. That surprised me quite a bit, honestly. Which just goes to show that a vehicle that is normally faster around a track or in a straight line on a road may do worse than a vehicle that's slower, because those faster vehicles can often struggle to put their power down in the dirt, and they wind up with a lot of wheel spin and a lot of controllability issues. Controllability, is that a word? I don't know, but a lot of issues keeping the car under control, because the back end wants to wiggle around, or the front end wants to wiggle around because it has no grip. So yeah, a faster car can be slower than a slower car. We're going to definitely see that come into play in our next vehicle. In terms of San Andreas Mercenaries, it is 9th out of the 10 vehicles that we're tested. We're not testing all 11 because the inductor and the junk energy inductor have the exact same specs, so there's no need to test them both, so we only did the inductor. This is 9.65 seconds slower than the Hot Ring Hellfire, and 1 minute 37.43 seconds faster than said inductor. Now that we've got the results from San Andreas Mercenaries in about 2 weeks, you will be able to watch World Offroad at the races, where we take the 2 fastest and the 2 slowest and have a random rollover for no good reason whatsoever. No, where we take the 2 fastest and the 2 slowest from the San Andreas Mercenaries to the racetrack. It's here, but we just add more props. I've added more props, and it's actually a race with checkpoints and a winner and all that great stuff, and it's always a lot of fun. We are down 2 minutes 48 seconds, so we're going to take the Brigham back to the top of Mount Chiliad, fling it off the side, and see what type of damage it sustains. I don't know why all my windows are broken before the damage descent. I'm going to assume that Great Britain has something to do with it and just leave it there. But our 2 fastest are the La Cruz and the Monstrosity, and our 2 slowest are the Brigham and the Inductor. So those will be the 2 that we are racing. I can't wait to see a bunch of people in Brighams racing up the mountain. It's going to get crowded. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And you can join us for World Offroad at the races, as well as all of our community videos and live streams. All you need to do is join the Vainglorious Discord. The link is in the description down below, and then play on the platform that we play on, which is 99.99999% of the time going to be on PC. If you have the game we're playing and you're part of the Vainglorious Discord, you are welcome to join us for the recordings and the live streams. I think I kind of kickflipped J-Bo's there a little bit. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take credit for it. Then we would love to have you join, even if you are not interested in being a part of the videos. We have a good community of full of some great people. Absolutely adore them. And, you know, we're a smaller community, so you can actually take the time to get to know people and have a conversation that isn't going to get immediately flooded by a bajillion comments, and within 2 seconds you don't know what anybody was saying. Yeah, no, we don't have that problem. I've got 250-ish members. Of that, on any given day, 10% are active. So, you know, it's a nice place to be. I really enjoy it, and we would love to have you join us as well. Even if you don't play on PC, we have people from all platforms, people who are looking for games. By the way, check this out. Over the woodpile. Yeah. So yeah, all kinds of games, all kinds of players, all kinds of platforms. We're down 1 minute 54 seconds, and you need to be on the Vainglorious Discord. So the damage: most of the windows, all the lights, the hood, the front bumper, front fenders, and doors full closed, and those front wheels are looking pretty rough. Yeah, got some camera nation going on there, but that's fine. It happens. And as we finish our spin around shot, yeah, Hobo tried to land his helicopter. It didn't go so well. But there we go. And that's going to bring us to our next vehicle. I figured we'd stick with Albany, and I figured we'd stick with classic Albany. So the Albany Virgo, and speaking of classics, this thing came out with Ill-Gotten Gains Part 1. So this is, what was that, 2015? Yeah, this is an 8-year-old car, close to 8.5 years old. And we're just now testing it in World Offroad, even though this series is going for 6. Just one of those cars that was available for people to vote on back when we did voting for Will It Off-Road, and there just wasn't a lot of interest for it, which made me sad because I love this car. It's not the fastest, and that's okay. It does have a lot of grip. If it just had more power, it would do really well in races because it has really good grip. Really predictable handling as well. And it just sounds nice. Just listen to this engine. Yeah, that's a nice sound. I know I was quiet for a while there, but I love that growl and the burble that comes out of this car. It's fantastic. I've always loved it. I've owned it since Ill-Gotten Gains came out. I have, however, sold it a few times as space became an issue. But now that the big 50-car garage arrived, on my second character, I have like 3 garages just sitting empty. On my first character, I don't think I have any empty garages, but I have a lot of cars in GTA Online. So for me to have an empty garage at all is kind of mind-boggling. In fact, I'm pulling up the spreadsheet right now because I can't remember how many cars I have in GTA Online. Yes, I have a spreadsheet because, of course, I have a spreadsheet. I own, counting planes and boats and everything, 513 vehicles. 292 on my first character, 221 on my second character. And they are worth, like, what I paid for them. $751,658,883. Yeah, I've spent $750 million on cars on GTA. It's kind of bizarre, and this is one of them. And this is back when cars were still somewhat reasonable. This, Ill-Gotten Gains was when we first started seeing some of the absurd price hikes. I don't remember what this cost when it was new, but I'm sure it wasn't as much as the Osiris. That would be the #1 supercar for a month until the T20 came along. Yeah, it was ridiculous, but it is a car that I really do love driving quite a bit. And we had a lot of fun recording this particular Will It Off-Road with just some good old muscle cars, and you can see a bit of that fun, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in just a minute. But we're making the final climb, and look at that! Just so many cars struggle with that climb right there, but this thing's like, nah, I got this. We're up 2 minutes 52, basically 53 seconds. So Will It Off-Road? Ding! Yeah. It did fine. So in between the control descent and the damage descent on the first car, the Brigham, we had to wait at the top of the mountain because it was nighttime, and I try not to record these videos in nighttime in games because they're just hard to see, especially for people who are on mobile. It makes it really difficult to see what's going on. So we waited up top, and we had a few visitors. We had the demon car, aka Christine, show up, try to take somebody out, and then epically fail on its own, trying to get up the mountain. It's pretty awesome. We were at the very top of the mountain when it spawned. And yeah, it finally gave up and just despawned because it kept getting stuck. And then we had a slasher show up, and we went and took a picture of a freaking UFO. All that happened, like, while we were waiting. And then after, we went and photographed all the ghosts, and it was pretty cool. We had a lot of fun the day we recorded this, which was yesterday, so it hadn't been that long. I tried to get Will It Off-Road turned around really, really fast. And, not only can you take part in being there and recording it by being part of the Discord, but if you weren't there, you can see and hear all those shenanigans in the behind-the-scenes version of Will It Off-Road. I try to offer a lot of perks to channel supporters, and behind-the-scenes videos are one of those. So it's ad-free, it's less edited, so there's a lot of outtakes and just general goofiness that happens when we're recording that doesn't make it to the final video. Did I mention it's ad-free? And instead of hearing my voiceover like you are right now, you're just hearing a Discord conversation. So it's fun video. In my opinion, still the better version of the Will It Off-Road. I always enjoy that one a lot more because you get to hear what everybody else is dealing with. Since you don't get to see it, you get to hear them, as they tumble off the mountain and scream and panic, and and it's great. And you can do that by being a supporter of the channel, whether you're a YouTube member, which you would be our first YouTube member, and I would greatly appreciate having a YouTube member. It'd just be kind of cool for YouTube to quit harassing me, saying, hey, you need to promote YouTube memberships. I'm like, bruh, you do. And yeah, anyways, be a YouTube member, be a Twitch subscriber, make a pledge over on patreon.com/Vainglorious, or on the Vainglorious Discord server. You can do a server subscription. All 4 of those unlock access to the supporters channel, which is where I post links to the behind the scenes ad-free. Ad-free. Have I mentioned that it's ad-free? Yeah, I think I've mentioned that it's ad-free. But the ad-free version of Will It Offroad. Longer, better, faster, stronger. Yeah, all that good stuff. So, we are down, and I still haven't talked stats of this car. So we'll do that real quick while we're doing the damage descent. That 252, basically 253, makes it 141st out of 403 vehicles tested. 0.35 seconds slower than the Hot Ring Everon. 3/4 of a second faster than a Flash GT. That's kind of a surprise. It is 11th out of 52 muscle cars. It is 0.65 seconds slower than the Ruiner ZZ8 and 1.12 seconds faster than the Vapid Hustler. And in terms of ill-gotten gains, part 1, because I do keep all this information in the spreadsheet, which, by the way, is linked in the description down below. You can see them in their overall stack by class and then by DLC. Plus, there's a tab in there for snow because we tested the snow. Oh, yeah, I realize now I have quite a while that I can talk. Yeah, I really shouldn't have rushed through those numbers. Hi, how you doing? I'm stuck, and I'm going to be stuck for a while. I am just the guy on the bicycle just went past me. He hasn't died, by the way. It's kind of impressive that he's gotten down the mountain and not fallen off that bike. But in the ill-gotten gains of the part 1, the 4 vehicles, I think it is, that are in that were in that update. This is number 1. Let this sink in. It is 10.37 seconds, so basically 10.4 seconds faster than the Pegassi Osiris, which the Osiris, I remember, even though it's all-wheel drive, it bounced around a lot and really, really struggled to get its power put down in the dirt. And because of that, it did not get a very good time. So the fact that this beat it doesn't surprise me all that much. I was trying to get back in the car, and instead that happened. That was really weird. But yeah, this thing, I tried using the up and atomizer. One of the rules of Will It Offroad is that my car, the car I'm driving, can receive no assistance. Not going up, not coming down. It has to be me in the car. Up and atomizer might be stretching that a little bit, but you know, it's something you have on you. But, you know, somebody can't ram me to get me unstuck or to push me up the mountain or anything like that. I have to get it out myself. I was just trying again to get into the car, and it wouldn't let me. So I thought maybe I could tackle it with an up and atomizer from this direction. Your main worry is you don't want the car to be destroyed, but that was a little bit of progress on that first hit. And I think it gets out with the second or a third. Yeah, there we go. As I go tumbling down the mountain and thankfully didn't die. And also, yeah, it looks like it's free. It's not really. I still don't really know what it's hung on here. I can't quite... because of where the tree and the rock is, I can't quite see what it is that is holding it up. I don't know if this is just too steep to really back up. I'm trying to like just feather the throttle, and that finally gets me away a little bit. But then the wheels start spinning so quick, and if I let off the gas at all, it just goes slamming back forward. But whatever it was, I finally got it unstuck to only immediately get it bridged. Yeah, the front and rear bumpers are now causing the wheels to be off the ground. Like, how does this happen? How do you go from being stuck like 20 feet up the trail to being stuck right here? I'm doing my best to wiggle it around, forward reverse, holding the wheel, just cranked all the way. See if it going to the left does anything, and finally we're free. Just enough to get a few wiggles, and that's all it took. No, I say all it took as if it was like quick. No, this is a very long damage descent, and it's about to get even longer because I managed to once again get wedged in a tree on my side. And this is as much as it would tilt. Because you can see right there what the problem is. The wheel arch is right on the tree. There's just not much I can do about it. So we will eventually, I believe, turn to the up and atomizer again, I think. Can't remember. But while we're remembering, I'm going to take a drink of water. Yep, definitely using an energy weapon. There we go. Got it back on its wheels pretty easy. And maybe we can finally finish this. This is like, I don't know the last time we had a damage descent this long. It's been rough, and man, that engine rattle. Oof. Yeah, that engine noise isn't sounding so hot right now, is it? No. I mean, it still makes the nice burble, but yeah, it's probably about to start smoking any second. Tried to get over the wood pile, just couldn't get it done, which is ironic that the shorter coupe can't do what that massive wagon did. But we're down, finally. 5 minutes, 49 seconds. So let's take a look at the damage. All the windows are gone. The headlights are missing. The hood and the left door are gone. The right door won't close. There is ever so slight minor body damage and pretty significant engine damage. And of course, after we finish our spin around shot, we will take a look at our support vehicles. And there they are. From the front, J-Bo's didn't die once on that bike falling off the mountain. It's impressive. What's also impressive is that you have watched this video. I greatly appreciate it. There are a million things that you could watch on YouTube, and you chose to watch my silly little off-road video, and I can't tell you what that means to me. I really do appreciate you being here, and I do not take your time for granted. So thank you so much for watching. We'll be back in just a couple weeks with Will It Off-Road at the races, and then Will It Off-Road will go on a break until the next DLC for GTA Online on PC. Until then, you'll be able to enjoy some Human Fall Flat and whatever shenanigans we get up to. There will be some Halloween type stuff coming pretty soon as well. And until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.